Sup? Bird guts. Ew. Ew. Shoot you. You out of the sky. Boo boo. Come on, get down here. Give me your guts. No guts? Okay. Get the guts from you. And one more. Ooh, right there. Oh, okay, I guess we got to kill another one.
Yo, keep it real. Be good.
Iki Iki. Do they all have the same first and last name? It's like Iki Iki, Ken Ken, Oop Oop. I feel like maybe I should switch this. Hold on. If I go bright as fuck, I know. Hold up, hold up. Alright, reduce that, take that off. Go like that. You saturated? Sure, I guess. I hate how dark my background is. I need some sort of like wall lighting. Yo, welcome back, Poopy. I'm glad that you had a good birthday. Still ended up with delicious food. Nice. Alright, we got all the fish. Stinky fishies.
What up? Have a good one. Keep it real. Have a good one.
Rico can speak like wicked.
Aw, this stupid fucking quest.
We was traveling east, looking for these Horde human guys. Be on the lookout for alliance. Things was going good, so we decided to split up for a bit. So Kia and Kieran went off to do some girl stuff.
Come on, Kieran. Let's go do girl stuff.
It was just me and Gorok. I let him take the lead, him being all big and all. We will investigate this hut. Perhaps they have seen alliance or... Yeah, the hut. Good idea. You go first. Stay out. No visitors. Hey, Gorok. Which girl do you like? Shokia? These statues. They're almost lifelike. Something's wrong. Wanna know who I like? I like Kieran. She got pretty. Everything was going great. I felt like we was really bonding. After inspecting
Yeesh.
statues,
You
we
can't
saw
dance,
this old
guy.
lady Pandaria come out
That
the
ugly
house.
mug.
Oh my. Questions? You, Orc, will make an excellent addition to my family.
So, Gorok, you think I have chance with Kieran? What the Oaken Hawk? Rico is lover.
All right, Rico, I think we've heard enough. Kieran can tell the next part.
They never... We traveled south until night fell. Shokia spoke.
All right, Kieran. Rico. We'll set up camp soon. First, we'll take advantage of this darkness to do some reconnaissance.
Good idea. I'll scout that area up ahead.
And I will protect.
Well, that's a
Kieran
nice
from
message to
danger.
get when you first log in.
No, Rico. You stay here. Try not to get anyone killed this time.
Aw, Doker.
This way, Kieran.
Where'd he go? He just disappeared. That way? Jeez. Such a far journey. Why do I have to go so far? I don't have a mount. What is this? You expect me to play actually gameplay for 3 minutes at a time without getting on my mount? Get wrecked. Ha. Sure he didn't. This is one of those, oh, my bad. Ha 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 ha.
Up ahead, on the eastern
I'm just
side of
playing.
the
I'm sure it
statue.
was a mistake.
Don't move, human. I've
Yeah,
got you cornered.
human, don't move.
How exactly do you have me cornered?
You're such a little bitch.
I've
Young
got
Alliance
backup.
soldier.
Watch this.
With your blonde hair and your clean shaven face.
I see.
You're lucky I don't kill you right now. You look delicious. I returned back to camp with my quarry. Shokia.
And she always talking about eating people.
Come closer.
Rico time! I know what happened next! Pick me! Over here! It's okay. We kept going south until Shakia started whining about something.
Look, up ahead. An Alliance bomber.
I see it, Shokia. I'll go take a look.
Shakia watched prisoner, but Kieran went ahead.
It looks like Anduin. That is Anduin, isn't it? They just don't know it's Anduin, so it says Young Alliance soldier.
Don't want you messing things up again.
No, you tick juggling hawk!
Or they just use Anduin's fucking model, but that's Anduin Rin's
Maybe
model.
Rico lost temper. Little bit. You nothing but a blick cheeking dickety doke maker with an oak for a head!
Cannibalism is a carbon negative diet plan? I don't know, I'd say it's carbon neutral.
Rico decided to
It's like
follow
you're still
Kieran.
getting out what you're putting in.
All of a sudden,
It's carbon efficient.
Kieran was trapped in Jinyu nets. I save you, Kieran! All right, time to kill some squeaking Jinyu. Come
No,
on,
because
baby.
you once you shit out, you're gonna shit out the carbon, so you're not removing it, you're just displacing
Ready
it.
for fight.
That's how it works. Like, it doesn't stay in you forever. You expel everything that you ingest at some point. Just evaporate into the ether. You cannot destroy or create matter. You can only change it. Like, it's basic science. So thus it would be carbon neutral, but efficient, because you'd be using carbon to run carbon instead of using other things to run carbon and turning those things into carbon, thus piling up more carbon.
Get away from our plane, scum.
Alliance and Jinyu.
Now, if you could change carbon into something else, that would be super useful. But I think carbon's like a base element. You can't really do much. Like, you can't destroy carbon and make it into something else without like a lot of science and technology and energy. You like compress it into a diamond and then use it as a tool, right? Repurpose it.
Rico, you saved my life.
So,
You can add protons to a carbon isotope. Yeah, see, that's like really sciencey shit, though. You can't just like with your brains be like, ah, yeah, I got it. It's easy, done.
what the ook is wrong with your face? You,
Adds it unstable.
you chicken dead?
It sounds unstable. I feel like most stuff like that is unstable unless you spend a lot of time and money studying how to stabilize that.
The important thing is that these Jinyu and Alliance have joined forces. Come speak with me. We set up a small camp in the hills above the Jinyu village. With nobody to watch over our prisoner.
It's weird because it's so theoretical. Like a lot, like theoretically, everything's, you can stabilize anything, but realistically, some things would need such a large degree of energy and fuck, I always do this, and manipulation that is just not practical and really couldn't, even though technically on paper you could.
Straining my eyes, I could just barely read her lips.
Edit mode. Here. Sure. No. Just like that. Okay.
This land will suit our people.
I hate this quest because you have to move your UI.
Small camp in the hills above the Jinyu village. With nobody to watch over our prisoner, I had to make sure he was incapable of escaping. What? I approached my sniper rifle and took aim at the Jinyu village. Kirin had made it.
All
to
the
Jinyu
fucking
village.
guys.
I spotted her lurking in some bushes on the village's
Yeah, I gotta
edge.
get you too. Yep. You can't get away from me. The fuck is this?
Nice work back there.
Damage done.
One more. Let's see if my Hosen poison works on Jinyu. Try not to blow me up, Shokia.
The center of the Jinyu village was clear. Just to be safe, Kirin planted some explosive barrels for me to shoot.
Ah, she was smart. She didn't go near that one.
Mess with us. Let's get out of here. Shokia, they've spotted me. Give me cover.
The coast was clear. Kieran began to make her escape. Damn! Another Genu net! We were so close, too! I sensed a commotion in the village's eastern island.
I'm back, you dukers! I unway, Kieran, and I don't care about your weird dead face!
Rico.
Come on, Kieran. Let's get the hook out of here.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like he's saying Karen. I thought her name was Karen for like the first 3 times I did the fucking quest chain.
Am I still alive?
Thank fuck that chain's done. Ooh, more HP. Oh, I'll take that. You convinced me. Next quest is just over here. Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Blood and thunder.
I just realized I'm a fucking idiot. I should have this motherfucker out. Because I'm a death knight, you know? Gotta rock my undead horse. Fuck yeah. Ooh, ooh. Fucking Karens. Realized this a while ago. You realized that a while ago?
For the Horde. Fear nothing. The Horde shall prevail. Our orders stand.
Motherfucker's bugged and he says he's got a quest, but he doesn't. He does it to me every time. Tricky fucker. The tree's right in the way of the fucking guy. Of course I had to turn my camera.
Have a good one. Be good. good. Keep it real. Yo!
These quests are the most boring, pointless quests. He killed my fucking kill before he, like, this is so fucked. Why are you even here taking my kills, you kill stealing bitch? They programmed an NPC to waste my time and steal my kills to make the quest take longer than it even needs to. That's so infuriating. For people that got set on fire, they're not moving very, like, they got set on fire. They just kind of like shuffle away. You got like quick walk that you do when you're trying to get across the intersection, but you want to make it look like you're going faster, but you really don't want to go any faster, so you just like do that quick shuffle walk.
Keep your eyes peeled for the Alliance. Come what may, we fight on.
Like when you're carrying a bowl of soup to your like table, but it's just a little too high, and you're like ooh, 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 ah, ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah, ah. That kind of like a quick paced walk, but it's not like a run and it's not like a jog, it's just like a brisk walk. Like, oh damn, I'm on fire, better walk a little faster. Oh shit, fuck. Go for a nice little coast. I gotta be honest with you, I feel like Blizzard's trying to turn their shit around a little bit. From what I've sorry about that. From what I've seen like the last 3 to 6 months, especially since Microsoft bought them out, I've seen like a very big attitude change in just their approach to a lot of things and kind of just their direction that they're going to be taking going forwards and how they're like talking about that and stuff. Blizzard got bought by Microsoft, of course they're changing. Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like Microsoft, because they're Activision is like, they're still Activision because Activision got bought. It's like, it's so fucked up because Blizzard got bought by Activision, who got bought by Microsoft, but essentially it all comes down from Microsoft now. And Microsoft is a gaming company, and like, while Activision was a gaming company, they were a gaming company in the sense that they're like a finance bro gaming company. They're really good at just milking customers who wanted to spend a lot of money on something, where Microsoft historically has made good games, though recently hasn't really made a lot of really good games. They've just kind of been like floundering around. So I still feel like from a management standpoint, Microsoft's going to be more like open and free to letting the developers do more of what makes a game versus Activision, who probably had more of a focused direction on making it just all about the investors, regardless of how much it hurt the gamers or the IP, you know. I'm not saying that I think that they're going to save WoW or anything. I just think it's going in a better direction than it was going.
Greetings, one.
I don't agree with that. I don't think they're becoming a monopoly because they bought Activision. I think that's cap. Gaming companies buy gaming studios all the time. There's a lot of competition in the industry still. They're very far away from being a monopoly at anything aside from maybe PC, but like Steam dominates PC, so they're getting shit on there in their own market by a third party. So like even that is like, you can't claim that they have a monopoly. They're just getting close to one, I guess. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. My biggest thing is I want consoles to go, and that might be a very controversial hot take, but like I think consoles are inherently toxic. Consoles breed exclusivity, and exclusivity is totally anti-consumer. It doesn't do anything for the consumer unless you want to feel like a fucking snowflake. It doesn't breed innovation anymore because consoles aren't built on their own game engines anymore. It was different when you're like, okay, well, do I want to make a game for a 32-bit system or a 64-bit system or what, like, you know? But like, an Xbox or a fucking PlayStation 5 are just PCs. It's the same fucking GPU, the same CPU. It's got the same fucking RAM. It's got a fucking power supply. It's got hard drive. It's just a fucking PC that's been optimized to play games and then stream like TV shows and other bullshit like that. And so it's a PC that can't do work tasks. That's what they are. And so like any exclusivity on there, it's only serving to hurt customers and create like a bullshit ecosystem of, oh, I like this PlayStation is so much better than the Xbox. It's like, that's toxic. That's anti-consumer itself. That shit needs to die. Like consoles they should have gone away a long time ago, in my opinion. They don't do anything for the gaming industry. You do have some of the upgradability now. Like you can upgrade. Oh, hold on. Also, just exclude. Yeah, okay. I don't know what you mean about the repairability. I thought you said replayability. I'm like, replayability. Yeah, you can't really repair them. You can a little bit, especially if you know what you're doing with tech, but really not for a consumer. And you can upgrade them if you want to have like more space. That's really it. You can't like, oh, well, you know what? The next generation's coming out. I'll just swap out my CPU and have a better CPU and keep the old hardware. Like, it's another thing. PCs are inherently like, I think that consoles like Sony and another third party should focus on making PC operating systems that are like new and fresh and innovative to the consumer. That's what I think. Because when you create a PC operating system, you're creating a platform that's completely different to build games off of. But no one wants to compete with Microsoft in that field. Like Apple tried to do it with OS X, and like everyone was basically like, fuck you, we're not going to support Mac, because Apple has an issue. And I don't know if a lot of people who don't know anything about game development know this, but like when you make a game for a Mac, you have to recompile the entire game for the Mac. Where it's like if you make a game for anything else, you don't need to recompile the entire game in a different language. Which means you don't need to reprogram the entire game in a different language just for fucking make some suit jack off in a fucking ivory tower happy.
Hi there. Go smash some bad guys. Where are you from? Tell me a story. Where are you going? Someday I'm going to be a hero like you. I'm not afraid of you.
You're not afraid of me? Well, you better be. You don't know how many bears I've killed with these bare hands. Why do you need to call them bare hands?
Bye-bye. See you later.
If I killed T-Rexes with them, they'd be called T-Rex hands, and they'd look like this. I have this thing where I use my middle finger rather than my index finger to push down on stuff. So I like to put my main ability on 2. which seems odd, but it's because that's where my middle finger sits.
Hi there. Where are you going?
Welcome back. I'm not afraid of you. I wasn't trying to intimidate you. Did she say that she wasn't trying to intimidate me?
I believe I heard some young.
I don't think that that's intimidating. I don't think like standing your ground is intimidation. It's just like letting someone know like this is the line that I have. Like I feel like if someone was trying to intimidate me, I would say I'm not afraid of you, which in turn is not intimidation.
Wanted children. You should join our family.
Oh, your response to it. No, she was talking to the fucking the tiger or something that I was fighting.
Here, kitty.
Yeah, no, I was just being a jackass when I said it. I was like acting like she said it to me. Fuck. Oh, I right clicked. My bad. Right, spiders are all dead.
Until
Tell me a story.
It's so much faster to just mount up and fly somewhere than it is to walk over to the spot. Let's see, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 seconds to get here, and those are kind of quick seconds, so let's say 25 seconds. Right, and so if I mount up, it's like 3 seconds for the mount and then 2 seconds to drop. It was like 6 seconds and I'm there. It's beautiful. I love dragon flying for that reason. You're just like a rocket. You go everywhere so fast, and then you run out of stamina and you have to sit still. You're like hear anything of the survivor build? I need a drink. Hold on, my fucking tongue is so dry. It's tying itself to the sides of my mouth, and every time I try and say whatever you said there, it's just like yeah.
But look who has arrived. Mrs. Mann, there's someone I would like you to meet.
That one was on tight. Okay, a survival builder game. Forever Skies. I never heard of that. What did I do? Oh, there we go. Let us see. Hold on. There, now you can see me chat. Now I can see me chat while I watch it. Oh, hold on. Is this is an 8-minute video? Yeah, okay, fine.
I installed and started playing that game around noon. I stopped playing around 6. a.m. Admittedly, I went into this game with zero expectations. It looked semi-interesting, but it was just
18
when it's
hours?
free, why not? However, I was utterly blown away by how functionally entertaining this game was, to hold me over for 16 hours in my first session as an early access title. Given that, I wanted to talk about the
It
game,
looks all
review
right.
what aspects I believe are carrying it.
It looks all right. I like this scene right here. I like the it's like the vines coming up out of just it reminds me of very like a arcadey PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 like vibes of like the way that the worlds were. But I was gonna say, especially like back here, when you see it, like it just looks like every other generic
For
survival
16
game,
hours
like
in my first session
Rust
as
and
an
fucking
early
all these
access
other
title.
games use the
Given
same
that, I
engine,
wanted to
same
talk about the
graphics,
game,
same
review what
textures, and
aspects I
it's like
believe are carrying it to victory, as well as
I don't
what
know.
early access kinks
There's no
are
art
dragging
style
it
to
down.
it.
So let's talk about Forever
I'm very big
Skies,
on art
starting
style in
with
games.
the positives.
That looks good. I think it looks a lot better when you get far away, for like cities and stuff. And that's typically what these art styles are used for. I like to see like a fusion
You
of
start off the
fantasy in
game
there
by
too.
crash landing back to planet Earth, and after leaving your landing pod and wandering around just long enough for your hunger bar to get low, you are met with an
Alright, that looks
inconspicuous
okay.
fruit called the sun melon. Like any savvy survival player, you eat it only to be immediately notified that you have acquired photophobia, and will be injured when looking at light. While hating the sun is nothing new to anyone watching this video, it absolutely sets the tone for the game and everything to come, which is nothing on this planet wants you here. Anything you
Hold
eat
on.
unprepared can and will likely hurt you, if not directly aid in your death. Any
It's a
structured
virus?
semblance of humanity is on its last legs and ready to
Let
collapse.
me go back here. I think I
Phobia
missed that.
And are to get low. You are met with an inconspicuous fruit called the sun melon. Like any savvy survival player, you eat it only to be immediately notified that you have acquired photophobia and will be injured when looking at light. While hating the sun is nothing new to anyone watching this video, it absolutely sets the tone for the game and everything to come, which is nothing on this planet wants you here. Anything you eat unprepared can and will likely hurt you, if not directly aid
Okay,
in
so
your
it's just
death.
teaching
Any
you how like the
structured
game
semblance of
works. And
humanity
eat
is
the
on its
thing, you
last
can get
legs and ready
viruses,
to
cure
collapse without
viruses
warning.
like this.
Flying
With
too
the
low will result in your airship getting sandblasted into oblivion, if not hole punched by flying pieces of metal. Flying too high will result in you shitting your pants when you get struck by lightning. Everything you find, everywhere you go, is death. I know some people have been turned off by other conceptually similar games for being too cartoony, but I can promise anyone that has that concern that it is not the case here. Speaking of exploring, the map is huge, and I mean huge. After 16 hours, I still can't tell if the map is procedurally generated or static, and that's with an airship that can reach 100 kilometers an hour. Normally, a massive sandbox can be pretty annoying when it comes to traversing it, just because even if point A and point B have really
go very
engaging
fast.
activities, if it
Those things
takes
are kilometers
30
away,
minutes
and
to
he's
get between them, then what is the point?
that's
While
really
initial
slow.
travel time in the game is slow, there is no point you need to traverse to early on that makes it very noticeable. And by the time you need to go anywhere significant, you're already able to boost your speed by over 6 times. Sure, that ground elevator might be 2 to 3 kilometers away, but when your blimp has cruise control at 100 kilometers an hour, you don't really notice. Let's talk about the aforementioned point A and
That's important. Okay, so that's see what they're doing there. That's the gating of the game, right? The distance. And so like I've seen that before in games, and I like that if it's done right. Because you can go the 3 kilometers if you want to waste a lot of fucking time and get there early, but like it's not intended to get there until you get to a certain point of technology where then that 3 kilometers essentially shrinks to a much smaller distance, realistically and relatively. And then it opens up usually a bigger gateway that's even further in distance that you then again have to tier up to, and then you can explore. And I like that because it doesn't feel like an invisible wall where you're just not allowed to go there. It's like a artificial wall.
point B though, because I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of diversity offered between them from an early access 1.0. Throughout the map, there are a ton of different outposts, we'll call them. They can be radio towers, towns, wind farms, elevators that take you down beneath the dust sheath, and more. Each outpost is, in essence, a puzzle. How do I get to this room? What tools do I need to progress here? Where can I find this upgrade that I need to survive? While obviously some outposts are going to repeat themselves, I didn't find them overly repetitive, and according to the game, I still haven't found every variant so far.
You'll
Some
still
are
go there,
simple
yeah, of
breaking
course.
and entering for loot, and others,
How many
like
times I
one
died to
outpost in
fatigue in
particular
WoW?
beneath the dust
That's
sheath,
exactly
are
the
better
same thing.
likened to dungeons.
It's like
the dungeon I won't go into, as I personally believe it's a great experience going into blind, but it is the only one like it in the game, and I hope they add more like it in the future. as while it may not have had an ounce of combat in it, it was one of the most
Is this early
entertaining dungeon
access?
experiences I've had in a long time.
These
If I have
survival
one
games are
complaint
always
here,
early
it's simply
access.
that the devs are fucking sadists, making you do some of the most absurd heart attack-inducing platforming possible. While breaking into different outposts, though,
That's
between
okay with
point A
me,
and point B,
honestly.
you're going to
A
find
little bit.
technology and blueprints for stuff that really isn't
Depending
all
on
that
how
great.
hardcore
Or
it
so
is
I
and how
thought
much
at
you lose.
first. This was actually going to be in the cons section, but the more I played and the more I found it unlocked, the complaints I had were eliminated one by one. I'll give 2 quick examples.
I like how he calls them sadists for making like platforming sections that have actual consequential risk. Where it's like, I grew up in a time where that was just gaming. It was like, if you got to a platforming section, you're like, okay, let's make sure that it's not a bottomless pit. Okay, cool. It's just ground. If I fall, I can climb back up. Oh, it is a bottomless pit. I better make sure that I've saved or something beforehand. Because like, if I die, I'm going to go back all the way to the last save point. Like, that's literally Mario. And he's like, they're sadists. And I'm like, this is how soft kids are today. This is how soft the gaming community is they like, oh, a bottomless pit. They're a sadist. It's like, it was just gaming back in the day.
Basic resource gathering. It's tedious.
Donkey
as
Kong
hell.
was really
If I had
hard.
to compare it to
Honestly, I've had a
anything,
hard
it's
time
about
playing
the same
Donkey
as
Kong. I
the
still do.
hunting minigame from the Oregon Trail. Like, it is that bad. A lot of your early game between outposts is going to be spent on your deck extractor, harvesting materials from tumble metal, and it sucks. However, you eventually find things like a freezer, or the greatest module in the game by far, the automatic deck extractor, which takes the most tedious part of the game.
The particles are like cool, but they're disorienting.
Have power.
Makes you
Combine
feel
that
like you're
with the
rushing around
customization
on some
offered in
water, but you're
shipbuilding,
not.
and
You're
you really
actually
do
like
feel like you're making
stationary.
meaningful progress with
It's
each
trippy.
section you add. Not
like
to Todd Howard you hear, but this game works as an early
it.
access. I did not expect it to. Don't get me wrong,
There
I'm
it
not
is.
trying to
It's
pretend
early
like it didn't
access,
have its fair
of
share
course.
of bugs, because it did. But the bugs I encountered had such a minimal impact on gameplay, it's not even worth trying to list them out. And if anything, I found them far more entertaining than I should have. Through 16 hours of gameplay, I only had one actual hard crash, but it was when I was exiting to the main menu, so
I tried playing
do
the
we even
Tomb Raider
care? Speaking of the
remakes
less fun things like crashes, though,
on my
let's touch on
PC
the
with
shittier
my
side of
Xbox
the game.
controller
Starting off with
for the
movement.
Switch
If you
emulator,
watched my
and
last video
like,
on Warframe, then you
holy
already
shit,
know I'm a sucker
trying
for
to
this. And
I
while
just
I
was
didn't
like,
expect
I
this game to
cannot do
have
this.
anything beyond the standard
I'm not
walk,
even gonna
sprint, jump,
try.
crouch, I was surprised to see that it was complete dog shit. And the primary reason for that is apparently an intentional design choice, but thankfully one that could be disabled. Mouse lag. I saw that in settings after getting frustrated thinking my computer was having a stroke, and could not believe that this was on by default. The game is straight up unplayable for someone like me with this on. And after turning it, as well as head bobbing off, the game was immeasurably better. My only other major complaint here is jumping,
Why
since
would
it
you
is
have mouse
painfully
lag?
noticeable how it was designed for horizontal traversal and nothing else. It often feels like, at times, you're trying to jump over a wicked 6-inch vertical, and despite being a human that is at least 5 feet tall, you are incapable of doing so. I understand mantling would be off the table given how some parts of the game are designed, but man, it really feels bad stubbing your toes on everything. I'm not really a fan of stamina
I
functions.
want to say something there.
But I'll deal with
I want
it.
to say
Not really.
something there.
It really
Okay.
feels off the table given how
Where is
we're
it?
doing
Where is
so.
he?
I understand.
Come back here,
And
buddy.
despite being a human that is at least 5 feet tall, you are incapable of doing so. I understand.
All right, so 5 feet tall, he says, and he says that that's a 6-inch vertical. Now, I want you to look at this and think like that's a guardrail when you're walking upstairs, and those are stairs. Okay, realistically, in real life, the stair itself is the 6-inch vertical. That guardrail is probably like 3.5 feet, 3 to 3.5 feet. Most people aren't doing just to stand and jump over top of a fucking guardrail on some stairs. That's realistic that you can't jump over that. What's not realistic is people are so used to jumping in games being so unrealistically high that you don't know what it feels like to jump realistically anymore. You feel like, oh, I'm not jumping high enough. That's all assuming it's a stable surface, of course. And that's the key thing with jumping on anything, is you got to be aware, ready for anything that could happen if it does go right. I used to have arguments built out with my boss because he used to work as a crane operator in a factory. So I used to have to like get up on top of like big giant dies and presses and stuff, and then I'd hop down, right? And it's like oily on the ground and shit. One day he's like, just be careful when you're jumping down. I don't want to see you get hurt, and slip and fall. And I was like, well, you only slip and fall if, you're not paying attention, you're not aware. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I just want to let you know, because actually I was just in the back like an hour ago, and I didn't see some oil there, and I went to slip. And as he said that, he realized he said, I didn't see the oil there. And I'm like, because you didn't see the oil there. That's my point. That's when you fuck up. When you get complacent. right?
for a wicked 6-inch vertical, and despite being a
Alright,
human that is at
let's see
least
the rest of this
5 feet
video.
tall, you are incapable of doing so. I understand mantling would be off the table given how some parts of the game are designed, but man,
Nah, you
it
should have mantling for
really
sure.
feels bad stubbing your toes on everything. I'm not really a fan
It
of
does feel
stamina
bad
functions,
because like
but
games have
I'll deal
designed
with
it
them. Not really a
for
fan
you
of
to be
stamina
used to
being
jump
tied
over
to your
everything.
character's energy, meaning how long has it been since your character last slept, but I'll also deal with that. What I'm having a very
If you've ever played a game that has realistic jumping in it, you'll understand how fucking irritating it is because you feel like you're only jumping like 4 inches off the ground at times. You feel like you have like nowhere. You're like, if you watch a game where someone jumps like a comfortable amount in a game and you sit them next to someone, they'll jump almost the entire height as a person. Like no one jumps 6 feet. No one's got a standing 6 foot vertical without bringing your knees up at all either. Like it's just the way the gaming is, and people have
hard
just
time
been so
dealing with,
conditioned
though.
to it that when you're
Stamina
realistic, it feels
being
bad.
tied to actual action speed. Low on stamina,
Which is the
yeah, that
point.
knife
Like people don't
animation,
play
that
games for
swing, it's gonna take
realistic
you 5
realism.
years. And then stamina,
If that was
not
the
only
case, they
being
would just
required
go
to
side
sprint, if stamina
or
is
play a
below
simulator.
25%, you can't
Right?
even
There's a difference
sprint.
between a
You
game
can't
and a
even use
simulator.
that bar. Like it's further gated. To what end? I don't get it. The obvious answer is to just keep your character rested, and I get that. But good God, man, please disconnect speed from stamina thresholds. It's already painful enough having stamina dictate when you can run. Don't further gate it by making stamina even
I'm
more
always
pointless.
in favor
I'm not
of
gonna
gameplay
dwell on
over
this too
realism.
much, as it's early access
Always.
1.0, so what can you really expect? But the story is non-existent right now, and that's something you should know going into the game. There is a probably placeholder quest line in effect, but the story you get from lore wandering the world is substantially more appealing for the time being. Really, this is a double-edged sword because the music is actually fucking amazing, but the triggers for general sound effects need some work. My character gets tired and I go rest on my bed to regain energy, and it sounds like I'm having an orgasm. I'm hungry, so I eat food, and I get a hungry warning as I am filling each.
That ship is customizable, isn't it? Look at it. What kind of weird ass ship is that? That's just like some fucking platforms that you can customize and modify. I'll bet you anything.
My bed to regain energy,
I like
and it
that.
sounds like I'm having an orgasm. I'm hungry, so I eat food.
'Cause he hasn't
and I
talked
get a
on that.
hungry warning as I am filling each section of my food bar, simply because the food bar passes warning thresholds, but the game isn't checking which direction my bar was going. There's a lot of general sound effects that just feel really out of place as well, and I can only hope that a lot of this is placeholder, because holy shit,
That kinda
it
looks
gets
silly
on
as
your
fuck.
nerves after a while. Beyond that, though, I've got nothing. I actually really quite struggled finding things I was annoyed with in this game. In summary, though, Forever Skies is an early access survival game that, in my opinion, has greatly over-delivered for its 1.0 release. To have an early access game ship like this and be functional as it is
Wait, I
is
don't
a
understand.
significant achievement, and
Maybe he just fucked up there, but like it can't be early access and a 1.0 release because 1.0 implies that it's launched.
I think everyone at Far From Home should be proud of themselves. With how much it
How old
has
is this
now, it
review?
is going to be an absolute
I don't know,
monster
how old
of a
is the
game in
game?
the future, and I
It's like a year.
wholeheartedly recommend
It's like a
that all
year
of
old,
you
this
go pick it
review.
up.
So let's see. Forever Skies 2024. I went fucking like 10,000 years into the future or some shit there, bro. March 8, 1 month ago. This got the roadmap. Okay, sure. These fucking ads, bro, I don't.
Far From Home, the team behind Forever Skies, have just released the Forever Skies 2024 roadmap. And we're a decent chunk into 2024, the game has already seen a
Actually,
nice
I'm just
amount
going to
of
leave it like
updates.
this because this
And
picture
by
of
the
The
looks
Rock is
of the roadmap,
hilarious.
the rest of the year is going to be great, leading up to the full release.
He's got such a
towards the end of the
stupid
year
funny face.
And a PlayStation 5
It's like an
release
egghead.
also, which is great news for survival fans on PlayStation. Alongside that, it is Far From Home's 4th birthday, so a happy birthday to the
4th
guys
birthday?
and to everybody at the team. You've done an
Oh,
amazing
so,
job
okay.
on Forever Skies.
I see that video that I watched last year, it had come out when 1.0 come out, and he was talking about the early access prior to that. Makes more sense now. I got it. Because this is the 4th birthday this year.
Guys, it is a brilliant game and it is loads of fun. But with
Unagi.
this roadmap and future updates, it's definitely going to get a lot better. Now, if you are a fan of survival games, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more
I
survival
like the
content,
organics of
because
everything
that is
in the
mainly
game.
what we
Not
do
a
here.
fan of all
And
like
if you want to check out some Bethesda-related
just the
content, check out
destroyed
the second channel, Space
random,
because that is what we
like-
do over there. Now, this roadmap for 2024, as we've already seen so far this year, the
when I'm looking at a game, sometimes I'll see things like a staircase connecting two things, and it'll just be like there wouldn't be a staircase there for any reason in real life. It's just there because it's like how it's designed, and it's like I'm not a big fan of overuse of that. Like a little bit of that here and there is like okay, especially if you can disguise it or something in some way. But like, I feel like Doom was like that. I felt like when I was playing through the newest Doom, like it was so cool and so fun. But like a lot of the cityscapes and stuff just felt so random and like this wouldn't be in a building. This wouldn't be in a city at all for no reason at all. Like it's just literally here for the platforming aspect of it.
Gardening Plus update, which featured a whole
Seeing a lot of
host
scorch
new
marks,
crafting
though.
items, new buildable items, and some new bits to explore, and Beneath the Dust 2.0, which basically left you going under the dust and checking out.
This is very
extra
platforming
area.
heavy game, though. I can
Now,
tell.
we did see those funky aliens if you did play through the
I
original
like that.
story.
I like
And
platforming.
unfortunately, you still can't fight
Makes
them
you use
yet.
your brain
But
and your
with
eye-hand
this roadmap,
coordination,
we're
your
going to
motor
be fighting
skills.
them relatively soon, because as you can see, from May of 2024, we're going to be seeing monthly patches which add a whole host of different things. And then summer of 2024, we'll be seeing the combat update, which, that's good because we're going to be fighting those goddamn aliens, and I'm excited for that bit. And then in autumn of 2024, we've got the
Oh, they're gonna add
update,
co-op.
and then
Okay.
finally, late 2024, the full release on Steam and a PlayStation 5 release also, which I was not
End of this
expecting
year?
a game
Okay.
to come out of early access that fast. It's great news that they are bringing out.
Oh, is it
out of
still in early
really
access?
quickly, and there's a lot to the game. It is loads of fun. They've fixed loads of awesome things and added loads more to the building and crafting aspects, especially when it comes to the ship design. The ship designing and the crafting was something that I really enjoyed, as well as the environmental storytelling. And obviously with the gardening
That looks
patch and
nice, right there.
continually extending the
I like the interior is well lit,
section,
well colored.
that environmental storytelling
Not just fucking
continues on
grays
and
and
is even
whites
stronger than what it was
and
before.
sterile,
So it's great
sterile
news
colors.
for
God
the
damn
Far
it,
From
my
Home
throat.
team. But they've also done
Too much
other
weed,
stuff
man.
this
Too much
year
weed.
as well. They've also partnered with Craft on Inc. to work on Forever Skies and future titles. So this is definitely not the last game that we're going to see from the Far From Home team. Whether they're already working on a second title is yet to be seen. But judging how this one went and released, it's great news that they're going to continue to make new games.
Oh, it's like an airship with
Overall,
like
the game
balloons.
was loads and loads of fun, and with that co-op aspect
I
that's
think you
coming
said something
later
about
on in the
blimps
year,
or something for
it's
some
going
reason.
to
I
be
feel like
even better. It did get a little bit solo out there, which for a while was really enjoyable. For me, myself, I enjoyed it a lot because I am primarily a solo player. But I know a lot of people out there like their survival experiences in a team. So that co-op update is going to do wonders for the game. As well as the combat update. When you first come across the aliens, they are absolutely terrifying. But the idea that you can't fight them, that upset me a little bit because they're jumping at you and it is horrifying. But then that is it, and you've got to head back out and you can't fight them. So it is a shame. I'm hoping that that does work out really, really well. Whether they're going to introduce different types of weapons with the combat update, yet to be seen. I do think another one or two ranged weapons would be great. There's some decent melee stuff that you can use. They've got the crossbow as well, obviously all the knives. But something a little bit more oomph, I think. Especially considering the size and the look of the aliens that you come across. Now, when it comes to the full release, that's going to add a whole host of additional content, but mainly focused on that final story chapter. These updates are going to contain
some
loads
weird
of
ass looking
improvements, brand
kids daycare looking walls
new
there.
features, just like the larger updates that they've already done. But as mentioned, alongside these larger updates, they're also going to be doing monthly patches. Now, I do hope that these patches do include community requested features. Obviously, they're going to be including bug fixes. To be honest, the whole time playing the game, I didn't really come across too many bugs at all, which is great news. I love an early access title that is very limited on bugs, which could potentially be the reason that they're coming out of early access so soon, as the game only released in June of 2023, so it's not even been in early access for a year yet. There was various testing phases before that were really enjoyable, and the reviews are all sitting at very positive. Great news, especially once again for an early access title. I feel like there's definitely certain developers out there that just slap the early access label on a game because they know that means they can be a little bit lazier, they don't have to worry too much about bugs, and they don't have to worry too much about finished or even finishing a product.
That part.
There are definitely many companies out there that are doing that, and a lot of little indie studios, that do start up and do create
I was gonna
a
mention
terrible
that
game
during the first
which
video.
tends to stay terrible, or they
That's basically it for the video. That's one of my sentiments about early access games lately. I feel like a lot of developers are just using it as a crutch to. It's not that there's anything wrong with that, because like they need to fund it, but it's like it's disingenuous, I guess. That's how I see it. Especially when you look at games like, a good example is 7 Days to Die. It was so long in early access that it became a meme that it was always going to be early access forever. I feel like a game should only be early access when it's still in a considerably unplayable state. Once it's in a completely playable state with minimal amount of bugs, you should have to consider it a launched game. Especially if it's something that's like a live service game, because you can always continually kick the can down the road with a live service game, and you can be like, well, it's not our intended vision yet. And like that intended vision can change from month to month if you want. So as long as you never catch up to your intended vision, you can constantly keep it in early access development. Like, realistically, if World of Warcraft released today, they could have it running for 20 years as an early access game. They're constantly updating it and making changes to it and making iterations to it so that it's not like, you know, the same as it was before. So it's not their final vision yet. And like, I feel like it is a cop-out a lot of the time for them to get more money and be like, oh, we don't have to pay a publisher or pay fucking a platform or whatever else. Or, you know, like just so that they can use it as a cop-out is like, well, it's early access, so there's going to be problems. So that you just, as a consumer, have a lower expectation of the product that you're using. I feel like there needs to be an understanding and a transparency, that's all. That it's very clear that that's what's going on, and that don't expect it at any near moment in time to come out early access, if that's the case. Because like some people will buy a game being like, oh, it's in early access, it should come out early access in a year or two. Like 5-10 years down the road, it's still in fucking early access. It's like, give me a break. No one bought the game in early access thinking it was going to be in early access for 10 fucking years. No one would have been okay with that either, I don't think. But, you know, once you get invested into it, you can't sit there and, like, waste your time and money. So you're like, oh, I guess it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It should only be early access if you have a roadmap with achievable goals. Yeah, that's fair enough. If you've got a set defined statement of, like, where it's going to be at launch. And like that shouldn't be allowed to be changed either. You shouldn't be allowed to like update the roadmap and be like, oh, well, we're gonna extend it and all this extra stuff. It's like launch it and then have like a DLC and have an early access for the DLC, right? Like a test server or something like that. That's another thing too, is like a lot of games don't do testing, like actual internal testing anymore. They just like throw a bunch of shit together and then release it untested and be like, what do you guys think? And while like I think that works for some games, I think it really hinders other games, because especially in like the MMO space, it ruins a lot of the surprise and the discovery. I feel like knowing everything before it even launches into the gamescape, knowing how to do every single raid mechanic and every boss before it even comes out. Like when I was younger, playing like World of Warcraft and even like other MMOs, part of the fun was like discovering, oh, okay, this is a new boss now. Let's what does he do? Oh, we died to that. That's a fucking fireball. Let's not get killed by that fireball, right? Like,
Greetings.
I just feel like the game development industry has become very skeezy lately. Just generally, as a whole, the things that have become accepted and acceptable by consumers become very like scuzzy, and like I feel like it's the same kind of practices you'd get if you walk through like the back alley in Las Vegas. You'd be like, hey kid, you want to buy a watch? And he like opens up his fucking jacket. He's got a bunch of illegal copies of Rolexes, and the other guy's like, no, come here. You want to buy some crack, man? That's what you want. Give me your money for crack. And then you're just like, man, which one of these awesome guys do I want to give my money to? Where it's like most people be like, well, I'm not going down that alley. Fuck that. Like gamers seem to have gone down this way with gaming, where it's like, embrace being an addict, embrace being a degenerate, embrace spending all your money on nothing and have it all taken away. Like, Phantom Brigade looks fun. What's this? Phantom Brigade. I was like, why is it an invalid target? Motherfucker wasn't dying. Wait, hold on. I see. Okay, so the gear's better anyways because it's got the gem slots. You lose out on the gem slots, and I forgot about that, but that's good facts. That's big facts. What are you bracing for? Hello, Hunter boy. Is he naked? Oh fuck, he's wearing just a tunic and a belt. That's just wild. Wah wah wah. Take the cart, put talent points in. I got 3. Holy shit, look at that.
Crazy nibblers, give them a
Anti-magic
whooping.
zone. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta fight.
Doggone critters don't know when to give up, do they? We're almost to the fresco. Keep it up back there.
My legs are encased in fucking crystal, bro. What do you want me to do? I'm not going anywhere. Nick's on Phantom Brigade. You heard slog too many times. Why?
You keep things interesting. Snow Lily, we're back from the quarry. got a special delivery just for you.
Like the
my
crystal.
sweetness.
I don't have a
Honey
crystal.
bear. I mean, it is about time.
Is that the only review that you saw on it?
Don't you snow lily me. We were worried sick about you. And the delivery is not for me, Hal. The honorable law walker has been waiting. Oh.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Sugarfur. I know how you worry. Truth is, this stranger here saved my old hide. Go figure.
Hello. May your deeds live on in story.
5 reviews use the sword slog independently of one another. Okay. The way you worded it, you made it sound like it was just one review. I feel like pacing of a game is something I never take into consideration from other people's opinions, because I found that, like, at least myself, I have a different taste for pacing of games than most people. But on top of that, I just feel like everyone also has their own individual taste for pacing. So we're like, again, I know that where a lot of people find something a slog, I probably won't, or, you know, I maybe won't find it a slog, or I'll find it enjoyable.
There is no hurry.
I'm an old school gamer, and a lot of new gamers find things to be a slog because they have no attention span, right? So that's one reason why I'm like, I could see that, but also, like, I'd have to see it myself.
Tell me of your travels.
You can't stand. See, you know yourself though, right? So you can be like, yep, if they say it's a slog, it's probably repetitive, and I don't like that. So whereas like, hey, I don't mind repetitiveness as long as it's done right. Some of my favorite games are repetitive as fuck. I could just sit there and I'm gonna use a buzzword here. I'm gonna tism. You can tism out on them. A lot of people say now. I know it's not right, but like that's. I've got quite a few autistic friends, and they do, and so it's just kind of like that. You can zone in, you know what I mean? You say it. I don't care if it's like, I don't care if it bothers people anyways. I'm just explaining my base here. Like, I'm not trying to be derogatory about it. That's not my intent. I'm just saying it, like, because that's why. I'm very much more about intent than I am about what people say. That said, there's also a few very clear words that I just don't believe that I should say, or that most people should say. And then on top of that, like, if you piss me off really bad, maybe I will say something to just like piss you off and be derogatory about it. In that case, I'm being a total dickhead. That's when I'm an asshole. But I'm not usually an asshole, and I don't usually do that in public. It's usually just when I'm screaming at myself in the mirror. I hate that I have to take the ride to the top of the statue with this bitch. Watch. You're gonna have to go over here.
What is your hurry?
See, I wasn't trying to be derogatory when I said this bitch. She's actually a fucking bitch. That's why I said it.
Hello. Goodbye.
Yes, you need jade.
Patience. Patience.
Oop, dropping in.
Welcome. Next one is on me. Tell me of your travels.
There, here it is. Do I need a ride to the top, or do you take me to the top? Why can't I just fly to the top? I don't know, cause fuck you, that's why.
Jade Serpent.
Oh, actually, I fucked up. I went to the temple. That's where I was supposed to go, but I fucked up. That's what the two options are. Take me to the temple or take me to the top. Gotta go to the temple. So take me to the temple on this stupid fucking kite. Who flies a kite? Who flies a fucking kite? It's like Asian Aladdin. Like, you have a flying carpet, I have a flying kite. NPC in a video game, you can be a bitch, who cares? What's kind of cool? The kite? Oh, flight paths, yeah. Flight paths have always been like in WoW. They were here before we had flying mounts and shit. But I'm just so conditioned to not having to do any like I'm just being a dickhead. I don't care. Like really, I play classic WoW, and in classic WoW, like I said, you don't have flying mounts at all. Everything you have to go a distance, you have to take a flight path. And honestly, I appreciate it half the time because it's a good time for me to get up, go take a piss, go get a snack, you know, stretch, whatever. It's like good little break periods. You play, you do some quests, you have to go repair, you have to go sell your shit, you have to go get some more stuff. You have to go back to get your spells. You get on a flight path, go back. When you're on the flight path, you're like, all right, yeah. It was smart programming in a way too, because it gives players a way to take breaks. They're always telling you to take. It's hard to like tell players, you don't forget to take a break, but then design a game that's like crack and doesn't want you to take a break. It is designed that the more breaks you take, the further behind you get, right?
Where are you from? Bye-bye.
But when you design taking breaks into the gameplay itself, that's fucking smart game design. But it's hard to do in today's game industry, gaming landscape. Like I said, people have a very short attention span. 20 years ago, people had a longer attention span. Plus, I think like 20, 25 years ago, you had this like mindset more so. You had like kids would play games first off more than like 30-year-old adults, and kids had parents and kids had chores and kids had things they had to do. So it was like, okay, you take the garbage out. All right, I'll do it in 10 minutes, mom. Okay, cool. And then you get on your flight path and you go do some of your chores and you come back and play some fucking WoW. Like, it was intelligent design for the time, but I don't think it would work well now because nothing works like that now. It's just designed for a different world. You don't play WoW, you may be disabled, but you still value your social life and obligations. No, that's fair. Why do you think I play WoW? Because I don't have a social life or obligations. Well, I mean, I have one obligation, my wife. That's it. My own life and soul. One day I'd like to have a few little obligations running around. Oh, that's about it. I have literally absolutely zero social life. I'm not even exaggerating. I may as well just be a prisoner. Oh god, I forgot to move my shit back. Alright, let's lower just like that, save it. Okay, now y'all gonna die. Here's your staff guy. Cool. See, that's my biggest problem. I'm not in a good spot. I've never been in a good spot in my entire life. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. I've done so many different careers and different things and nothing ever works out. I destroyed my body. I can't do the careers that I was doing. And my healthcare systems failed me, so like I'm just trying to make content now to, because you know, the last hope to be creative in some way and to use my mind instead of my body to do something. I spent too many years using my body and my, you know, just destroying it for nothing. Thinking that like working hard was going to get me ahead, and it just got me fucked over and taken advantage of, and other people got rich off of my hard work, and I am where I am. But I learned I learned my lesson from that is that, like, I don't believe that if you work hard, you will be successful. I believe that if you work hard, you can be successful. But you also have to be very intelligent about your choices. And you have to be aware that you can't fall into traps and bullshit that people feed you. My biggest trap was my family. A lot of people fall into the trap of family and this idea of like blood is thicker than water, so you support your family no matter what. And then you end up with a family that takes advantage of you and holds you down. It doesn't support you for 20 years. And then when they're all dead and gone, you have nothing, and they're all gone, and then you're just alone. And you fucking alienated your whole life and burned all your bridges for a family that doesn't care about you. It's not, you can't do that. So. You know, the true fact of the matter in my eyes is that saying, blood is thicker than water, is one of the most perfect sayings ever created in the history of man, because it serves multiple purposes. The original statement was, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. And the original statement was created to mean that the people that you make your family are more important than the people you were born into. And that statement was appropriated and cut in half to mean the exact opposite of what it originally meant. And now people use that, blood is thicker than water, in the exact opposite way that it was originally meant. And that's why I think it's such an amazing statement, is because it's incredibly deep and incredibly correct, but it's also incredibly reflective of our society and how ignorant they can be. Family is family, absolutely. Your family is super dope. Truly believe you choose your family just happened to be the one we're choosing. Absolutely. And it's like, family is family, but the people you're born into aren't necessarily your family. Like, it's not your blood that makes someone your family. There's so much more than that. And in fact, blood is one of the least important things in that equation to me. And I think to a lot of people out there. Though I think some of the strongest people out there do come from strong families that understand about cohesion and support. Even when things are stupid or wrong. Or if something you think is wrong or stupid. A good example of that is like the streamer Asmongold is a good example of that. Like, the guy didn't want to do anything in life. Straight up, he's like, I didn't want to work. I did everything in my life that I could to avoid getting a job. And like, did his parents tell him he's a piece of shit? Did his parents tell him that he fucking should go get a job and that he can't just sit around all day doing nothing and that he's going to be nothing with his life? No, they support him. Even now, his dad watches his fucking streams and calls him while he's on stream. Like, that's support. That's family. And even if you're old and you're like, oh, I think that you sitting around all day playing video games and making videos is a stupid idea. Maybe it's not. Just because you think it's stupid. Right? Support people. As long as it's not harming other people or themselves inherently. It's like, don't support him. He's like, I like doing heroin, Dad. Don't support him. He's like, I'm a rapist, Dad. People misusing blood is thicker than water is poetic too. Seeing as they literally couldn't be bothered to actually read the damn sentence themselves. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly part of the reason why I think it's so perfect. Is because it's reflective of society itself. When people sit there and tout the cut down version of the phrase.
I apologize for the deception, but it was necessary. In thousands of... It was imperative that I first measure the bearing of your heart. Come ride with me, little
Hold on, I need to
one.
put some nuts in my mouth.
Something I wish you to see.
Got me some almonds.
The temple priests are too frightened to face the truth. I grow old, little one. My time on this world is nearly done. Do you see the great statue in the distance?
No, I'm looking at the fucking sky, bitch.
The builders have toiled for many years,
That one?
and
Okay,
it is
cool.
nearly complete. A little more jade, the jade you helped to acquire, and it will be finished. With my last breath, I will transfer my life essence into the statue, and a new guardian will be born. Do not be saddened. The cycle is clear. It neither begins nor ends with me. Someday, you may also be called upon to defend all that is dear to you. When that day comes, seek all the light and wonder of this world and fight. We live together or we die together. All of Pandaria is connected. I grow weary. I must rest now. Goodbye, little one. I will see you soon enough.
I love how she tells us all that, and what do? We start a fight in front of it and suck out a giant evil spirit of death and then corrupt her and destroy the statue, and it's like, bruh, I told you. I told you this is how I coming back, and you're just like, fuck you.
Welcome, one.
Gonna smash your statue, tombstone bitch. Ruthless, man, ruthless. Dragon just turns straight 90-degree upwards and explodes, dropping their occupant. Okay. It's funny that you say that. In the new expansion, the newest one, Dragonflight, there's a couple quests. And it happened to my wife too, and she was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? There's a couple quests where you have to get on a dragon and they fly you like really high up on top of somewhere. And so that you can like do a quest up there, right? Because you don't have flying yet at that point. And for some reason, when you get like up to the top and you're about to go over the ledge, the dragon just drops you and you fucking fall and die. And it happened to me twice. And I'm sitting here playing and I just hear her be like, what the fuck? I look over, I'm like, what? And she's like, it just dropped me. And I was like, oh, what, the dragon? Yeah, no, it does that sometimes. And I'm like, bro, like, did they program that into the game? Because I thought it was a bug for me, like, just a one-off thing. But, like, it happened to her, too. And I'm like, no, this is too consistent. It's got to happen to people all the time. I know that your quote in your sentence there says asshole, but my brain at first read it as Ashul. I was like, who the fuck is Ashul? I'm like, Ashul. Ashul, the god of dickheads. It's always an opportune, of course it is. When is everybody like, damn, this is the perfect opportunity for me to fall and die to my death? Fall to my death and die. I said that a little bit mixed up, but you know what I'm saying. Who cares if I talk like Yoda every once in a while?
Slow down.
Slow down. No. Why don't you speed the fuck up? Hell? What the fuck up with that? Talk faster, motherfucker. My ad is about to start. Thank you for letting me know. I'll just sit here and eat nuts while my ad's on. I don't see it popping up. Did you get an ad yet? Usually it's a little box and it says your ad is running. It take a minute. Yeah, see? It's being funky. Funky fresh. Yeah, I feel like a fucking X-Wing. That'd be a cool mod. Be a cool mod that when you like go fast, it adds like the X-Wing scream. Bro, I'm so fried, I know. I said it like 4 times X-Wing, and every single time I said X-Wing, my brain was picturing a TIE fighter. I'm just like, I don't talk enough Star Wars, and I'm really fried out right now. And my brain was just, I don't know. That was really stupid, because I know that too. And like I said, I was intending to say TIE fighter. My brain was just like, yeah, no, you're right, you got this. My mouth was like, bro, what the fuck? You dumb? You good? No, I'm not good. That's actually very bad. Like, imagine I went for an audition or anything to do with Star Wars at all, and they're like, yeah, what's this? And I'm like, it's an X-Wing. And they're like, okay, we'll call you back, thank you for coming. I'm like, no, 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 it's okay, I fucked up. They'd be like, no, it's okay, if you fuck up that, we don't need to know what else you fuck up, because that's enough. Brain, you good? Mouth, no, we're not. Brain, YOLO, son. That's, you nailed it there. And rip you right out of the sky. Why does it always go behind me? It's so annoying. Or you better quit sparkling. You know what's good for you. Eat agua. I read that. I read something else. I don't know why. I'd be straight. I read anus. I said eat anus, and I had to double read that because I'm like, I know that I didn't say anus. My letters are too small, I think. When I look at them at a first glance, I don't actually see anything until I focus. I just see like shapes of the words, and then I see the words. Not like they're like I'm blind. It's just like my brain's not registering words because they're so small. Ah, there's the ad. I was like, what the fuck? How did I get shifted over? I'm looking at my screen and I'm sitting here. And I'm just like, man, I'm way over to the left now. Alright, I got that. Why don't I get no stingers from you guys? Give me your stinger, stinger.
Hello. There is no hurry.
Where the fuck are all the bugs, man? Hey, Billy B, get over here. Okay, seriously? Give me your fucking stingers. This is worse than classic drop rates.
Goodbye. Enough.
Alright, we got 5 points. Man, you cat people are such pushovers. That's nice. Okay. I like this path. Ooh, that's kind of nice too, though. Yeah, that's also kind of good. You just have to take all this shit to get it, though? What the fuck? Yummy, yummy almonds. This is seriously a good fucking jar of almonds, dude. I can't stop eating them. I mixed honey roasted almonds with... They're just like smoked and salted. So there's a mixture of honey roasted and smoked and salted. I also have these ones that are like spicy dill pickle almonds, and they're good, but they're like different too. You know what I mean? It's like all right. You can't eat like a whole jar's worth of them at once. Not because they're too spicy. It's just like it's not a taste that you crave to eat like 400 of. You know, you can't digest honey anywhere, but it still sounds good. I mean, I don't really know if there's actually even honey on them. No, it says honey, almonds, sugar, vegetable oil, honey. There's like really only just enough honey on them, like you do with nuts, to get like the salt to stick. Like a light glazing, and then they salt them, and then it gets like that crusty hard salt on top. Oh, it's so fucking good. Spicy sweet pickles. I just like regular dill pickles. I don't like sweet pickles, and I'm not a big fan of spicy pickles. I just feel like it detracts from the taste of the pickle. I guess we go with Outbreak. Wait, I get 2 now? Does he just like stick around forever, or does it only last like 30 seconds or something? It aggravates IBS. You know what else I've always thought about honey and IBS? Because I know like a couple other people who can't eat honey for the same reason. It's like honey trashes enzymes, or I guess it's got a lot of enzymes, but it fucks up other enzymes because of it, and like it can fuck with gut health because it's an antimicrobial, and like if you destroy your good gut microbes, you can cause a lot of problems, right? And so since like honey is an antimicrobial, it's like a microbe is a microbe, so even good microbes. And so I can see for people who have like already issues eating honey, fucking with that even more. Like that should go right there. Bro, get me out of your tornado shit. Yeah, sure, shoot, bro.
Speak up. White Tiger will watch over you.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. It's like white people and milk. White people and dairy, man.
Greetings, wanderer.
You know, I think the fact of the matter is humans just like shit. And we don't care if it's bad for us most of the time. We're willing to take that mild to moderate discomfort for things that we enjoy enough. It's like people who have pets and they have pet allergies, and it's like, I don't care. I like my pets and I love my pets, and I'll sneeze and be stuffy and don't give a fuck.
Tell me of your travels.
I wonder how long I'll have to stream for before Twitch gives me back my 1080p ability. Really making me sad.
Nothing shall stand in our way. May our foes flee before them.
What's up? Have a good one.
Damn. I've got nuts stuck in my teeth. I'm gonna have nuts in my mouth forever. That's the one thing I hate about eating nuts is like when I eat them, they like get little bits get layered and then compacted down on top of each other, and then nuts just get pressed into my like grooves of my teeth. So I have like these like little nut packs in between my fucking molars and shit, and then I have to go pick them out, brush my teeth. Otherwise, I'm just like sitting here all night, like trying to get it out with my tongue. I don't like it because it gives me like discomfort in my jaw, because the nuts are kind of like, picture if you have like two pieces of wood and you drive like a splint of wedge of wood between them, and you like push those pieces of wood apart. Well, that's what happens to my teeth when like the nuts get stuck in there. Is I can feel that pressure of my teeth, especially my back teeth, pushing up against my jaw. And so like I'm like trying to get it out to relieve that pressure. One of the reasons you bought a water pick. I want a water pick so bad. I want a water pick for my nose too. Like sometimes I get so congested with my nose. I know it's not a water pick, but like I would just be like, psh, let me see how it works up there. They have like that thing you can squeeze up your nose or whatever to like decongest you. But where's, oh, I have to get the bucket first. Where's the bucket? A neti pot? I think that's what it's called. That sounds super familiar. Oh no, the neti pot's the pot. You tip your head and it's like, and like the big blob of bullshit comes out that everyone fakes with a bunch of like slime. But no, a neti pot too. There's another. It's like a nasal mist spray that you can get. It's like Dristol or something like that, and you like inhale it while you squeeze it, and it bursts up into your nose, and it like opens up your sinuses, and it's like helps to moisturize dry nose and shit. Is a neti pot for like allergic problems? No, I didn't know that. I thought it was just for like congestion. For all I know, my congestion could come from allergens. I just don't know what the allergens are. I'll be fucked if my fucking government subsidized healthcare is gonna help me figure that out. Why would they help me? I'm just a fucking average aged white male. I have nothing to benefit them for, so they just wave me away. They say come back if you're dying. It's the only time we're interested in seeing you or talking to you. They like my fucking tax dollars though, that's for sure.
The tip of the Horde spear.
Sorry if I sound bitter at all, but I am. Huh.
Eyes are upon you.
I've only been sitting here with medical problems for 5 fucking years because my government refuses to help me. So, yeah. That's where I'm at now. I'm a little bitter and vocal about that.
Rico never grouped the wicked. Well, almost never.
Oh, I was like, don't I have to do more quests here? But I already did them. I just have to give that to Rico. Rico Suave.
Nothing shall stand in our way.
Be bitter? It's a good thing to be bitter about? No, it's not good to be bitter, though. That's the thing. It's better to try and find healthier ways to deal with that shit than just being bitter. I don't try to be bitter. I'm just bitter when I bring it up and talk about it. Because it's still currently affecting me and it hurts. You know? Not physically, emotionally. I feel abandoned by my own country. I think that's what hurts. Because I spent like my entire life in this country, and I've worked in this country since a very young age, and I've never taken a cent from this country. I grew up poor and I never took like welfare. I never took public assistance or government housing or any of that, and we should have. You know, I tell my mom that too all the time. Like, why do you have so much pride that you couldn't have given us a better life? Why did you make us live in poverty for no advantage? Like, for your own pride to say, oh, I don't need welfare. You did need welfare, right? So, like, but I didn't. And so the fact that now that I do need it, I'm being denied it because of essentially my skin color and the fact that I got a fucking phallic member between my legs kind of irks me. I think I'm bitter mostly because I feel like if I'm outwardly bitter, maybe somebody will notice, you know, and it'll help to take action rather than just sitting there and enabling it by being like, oh, it's okay, it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. There's lots of people that are just like me too in the same situation. My wife is a perfect example of that. My wife suffers every day from medical issues. And like she's on wait list to go see stuff from the doctors, and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna send you to go to a neurologist, and then they go to a neurologist, and the neurologist doesn't even do a test. They just look at her and go, oh, well, your problem sounds like you'd be better tested with this guy, so I'm not even gonna test you. You're gonna have to go on a wait list for another 14 months, and then you're gonna see that guy. And then she goes to that guy, and that guy goes, no, that neurologist was wrong. You need to see a neurologist. So they put her on another 8-month wait list for a neurologist. So all of a sudden, it's like 3.5 years later, and you still don't know what the fuck's wrong with you, except you got a problem that keeps getting worse. Right? So you just get getting passed around, and it's not better. It's not better when you have to pay for it. It's better if you have like a life-altering problem, and that's it. And even in that situation, it's like half the time it's not, because half the time you spent more money in taxes that you've invested that you could have saved and invested in your own if you live somewhere else. Like let's say, for example, Texas. Right? If you live in Texas, you can save a lot more of your own income. So then you can take that and invest it properly, and you have more money to spend towards healthcare than if you just gave it to your government that will give you nothing back except the bare minimum when you're dying. There's no preventative, and that's my problem. It's like if I'm in the States and I pay for my own healthcare, I've got my own healthcare on a system. I can choose to have healthcare that will prevent me. I can choose to go to a doctor and say, Doc, I don't feel good, look at me. And the doc will say, like, yeah, sure, you're paying me, I'll look at you, no problem. Right? Like, that's not a problem. Here, we drive away all the doctors that want to make money first off because our government says, oh, well, you can only make this much money. So, let me get this straight. I go to school for 10 years. I sink $750,000 into an education. And then you tell me that I can only make $150,000 a year? And that I have to pay taxes on that? So it's gonna, and then, you know, I have to keep paying interest on the loans too. So, like, basically, I can never get out of my loans and I'm going to be a poverty doctor forever? Fuck that. I'm going to go to a different country then, right? Like, that's only logical. What would you expect? Where is... Oh, I have to place the thing. I thought I had to pick the thing up. Boy, am I stupid.
How does today find you?
The doctor just calls you up. Yeah, the doctor will see you soon, eh? You're like, oh, gee, thanks. And just like, I'm dead, though. Try again next week. All the healthcare systems are fucked. They're all... This is the way I look at it. Every healthcare system benefits some class of person better than another class of person. Like, if you have a lot of fucking money, whether so you're like fucking Kanye West or like Kobe Bryant and some shit like that. Say you're even like Elon Musk. You can get whatever the fuck you want with money. Even if you're just like a well-off, like, you're an agent at a talent agency and you make like 400 grand a year. Fucking vibing, but anyone like that's not making money is struggling to put it together, especially if you don't have a job that's got job security, and that portion of people is shrinking constantly. On the flip side, if you have no money at all, you're less fucked if you're here. But that said, you still fall through the cracks all the time. Like, me and my wife are poor as shit, and nobody takes care of us. So it's like, is the system helping us any more than the other system would? No. So how's it better? Because it helps somebody else? I'm not somebody else. I don't care about them. I'm sorry. Might sound a little bit harsh, but in my 34 years of life, not a single person's ever given a shit about me or my well-being, or my quality of life. So I've very grown to be like, why the fuck would I care about somebody else's quality of life? I'm not at an advantage like that. I suffer daily and my life gets worse. I watch everybody's life that I know get worse every single day. I don't have the energy and time to spend worrying about other people's lives to get better when mine just keeps getting worse. And I think that's a sign of like society mixed with our whole entire like pharmaceutical industry too. There's no focus on the people anymore. Our society is not made for people. Our society is made for businesses. It's made for LLCs. It's made for fucking entities to survive. Those conditions that preluded the French and Russian revolutions. Yes, but also we fought to get rid of those conditions, right? And now we're back at those conditions. We lived for a very small, brief period comfortably without those conditions on the most part. I'd say between like the 50s to the 70s, 80s, North America, Western life, and Europe was pretty fucking solid. And then very quickly we reverted right back into greed because those people got back at the handle. I think with all the commotion of World War I and World War II, it really shook up the world. And so after that, it allowed people to typically wouldn't be in power to get into power, which allowed us to have a better quality of life for a while. Until, you know, the typical corrupt motherfuckers got their hands and started conspiring together again, and now they just rule everything again. Fucking eugenicists? Yeah, basically. Like, realistically, though, I believe eugenicists are a very powerful part of a society. That's why you see such a big push towards stuff like 23andMe and all these, like, genetic websites. And you look at celebrities, and celebrities only ever, like, meet with celebrities, and they freeze their cells, and they plan to clone. It's like, I want to have a kid that's only two specific successful people. I don't want to have a kid with someone that's not successful, because that means that genetically they're not successful. Like, it's still very prevalent. People just don't talk about that shit. They don't act like it is, but it is. I think it's inherent to the human nature. I don't think it's good, but I think it's inherent to how we are. It's like fighting. It's like jealousy. Like greed. It's like people can be none of those things, but typically people are aware that they have those things and they fight them. You know, you feel like, oh man, I feel jealous inside, but then you're aware of that and you're like, that's not mature. You act mature. And there's plenty of people out there that probably don't feel jealousy at all. They're just like, I don't understand. I just don't feel that way about stuff. But I mean, it's like intrusive thoughts in a way. Like, everyone has intrusive thoughts, but only the fucked up people act on them. I guess, like, not everybody has intrusive thoughts either. Like, I can't say that. I'm not everybody else. I'm sure there's been people out there that just literally don't have intrusive thoughts. Just kind of go through life with no thoughts at all. Like, hey man, you ever wonder why the sky is blue? No, why is the sky blue? I don't know, I was just asking if you wondered. The royal lineage. Oh, and you're talking in your lineage. No? Okay, that wasn't one. That one? That's one. No? Come on, I gotta smash one soon. Aha, I found one. They don't spawn back fast enough. No, what the fuck is going on, man? Let me finish my quest. Oh, this guy's flying around hitting them all. Fuck you, I'm gonna get this one. Ah, I stole it, bitch. Mine now. Everyone's a bitch.
Every good story needs a hero. Tread lightly, eyes open. Always be learning.
Hmm. Man, I hate doing quests with other people. Oh, I feel like I need to put gear on because I'm not two-shotting everything anymore. Oh, fucking, that's a lot of boxes. I probably definitely need to put my gear on. I don't think I put gear on in 20 levels. I put it on like level 12. I was like, oh, Kieran, you're knocked out. Let me save you. It's okay, you can't die. You're already dead and then back to life. So you would just go back to how you were and then we bring you back. Like, no big deal. It's all good, G. Hold up, can I get some of that? Let me get some of that. Finally got that ad. No, the other ad happened when you went to get a drink. It was funny because you got up to get a drink. I thought you did it because you saw the ad, and as soon as you're like, it was like ad break, and you came back, you're like, ah, I'm back, and I was like, ah, perfect timing. Which is funny because if you're seeing the ad right now, you're not seeing me. If I could keep my mind and consciousness around with no pain or anguishes after my body perishes, would I? I mean, yeah. I've already thought about this before. Like I've always been in the boat of like I'd rather not that I'd rather, but I don't see an issue with like living forever. A lot of people are like I'd never be able to live forever. I'd never be able to like watch the people that I love die and then have to live thousands of lifetimes like that and it's like I don't know, I could accept those things. Because actually this is kind of cool because I was just watching a clip from the Avengers movie and they touched on this actually, and it's like beauty doesn't come like beauty in life doesn't come from the fact that something lasts. Do you know what I mean? It's actually the opposite. It's the fact that something doesn't last that makes something beautiful, makes something precious. And so like I appreciate life, and I appreciate that enough to understand that. So I feel like even if I was immortal, I'd be able to understand that and appreciate it. And like I'd be more akin to have multiple lifetimes of like appreciation and enjoyment than just one lifetime, then be permanently depressed about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a different person. I think things differently, but
Pandaria
might just have to do with all the weed I smoke.
tread lightly. Farewell.
My biggest questions in life basically come down to like what's gonna happen in 100 years or 1,000 years or 10,000 years. Like I don't really care about now. I do, but like not much. Like, ooh, what's gonna come out next year is a video game, or like, ooh, what could happen? We're gonna start a war and we're gonna get a fight. Like, yeah, it's like interesting, but
A heavy toll. My own rebirth will have
I'm
to
much more
wait
interested in
several
like where
years.
would we be in 1,000 years as a species? What's gonna happen looking back on stuff and how we got
Learn
there?
from
Like,
this stranger.
exactly. I'd love to. That's how I explain myself. I'm a watcher.
I do not know why the mists have opened.
Even when I
but
enjoy stuff,
know that
my
it is
enjoyment
for
comes
a
from
reason.
watching. Like, sure, I enjoy to be athletic sometimes and play sports, but like, I would
It is
never want
clear
to
that
be a
you are not
competitive
here to
athlete.
bring
I'd
your
never
war
want to
to
be a
these
competitive
lands.
esports
There is
player.
darkness
Like, the
hidden here in
competition of stuff
Pandaria,
for me
which
isn't
you
there.
have seen for
I
yourself.
enjoy the analytics of it and watching and sitting
I am
back
certain
and
that the
taking
mists
in.
parted for a reason.
And I feel like I
You
could do
are
that
reason.
forever,
Find your purpose
even
here.
if it was like
You can
100,000
learn
years.
a great deal about this land from the Valley of the Four Winds. There is another visitor from beyond the mists here. Chen Stormstout he is called. He is Pandaran, but from a different homeland.
I should have finished that third quest because now I'm going to have to go
Walk this
back
land
there.
with
Fuck.
Chen at your side. Make friends among the people here. You will find answers in time.
Do you ever watch Futurama?
Is trouble brewing?
Finally!
You are most welcome.
The head museums. There's an episode, it's one of my favorite episodes in anything ever. There's an episode where they build a time machine
And this is my niece.
and they go through time.
May we stay
And in
here
that
at your
episode,
farmhouse for a
see, this is the funny thing about Futurama is they talk about it in different ways, because in that episode time is cyclical, right? But in other episodes it's not. And so I'm like, was there an intent behind that, or did they do it on purpose just to be a bunch of fucks? Because like they're pretty smart and intentional about a lot of their writing. It's like sometimes I'm sure they do stuff just to like, it's not that serious. It is just a cartoon. But like
Because those two guys really
that
are
episode,
We're stopping already?
it's just, I don't know, it's so cool to me. The concept of like going through time to the end of time and the end of the destruction of the universe and just like watching it. And I like, that wouldn't fuck with me too hard. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I could do that. I don't know why. Something about me is just like, it doesn't terrify me. It doesn't shake me to my soul to be like, oh man, that would be so fucked. Futurama is a show about stupid people written by incredibly smart people. I would even argue that it's a show about incredibly stupid people written by incredibly smart people.
I think I know why you like me so much. Because those two guys make you feel skinny.
Nah, what a fucking bitch. Did you hear what she said to him? She goes, Chen, I think I know why you like it here so much. And he goes, why is that? She goes, because those two guys make you feel skinny. Because he's a fat fuck. What a little witch. Wouldn't care if she's my relative. She'd be getting a cup upside the head for that one. I'm just kidding. I don't endorse violence against children. I guess she's a child, right? Yeah, she's a child. So I don't endorse violence against children. I'm all for equality, though. Like, I'm not saying you should hit women, but if women want to fight men, I don't see the problem with that, if you get, like, my point. I'm not going to be like, yo, she started a fight with a guy and then he hit her. I'm like, well, then don't start fights with men. Recycle that genetic material, try again. Don't start fights in general as a safe rule. Yeah, no, that's basically where I was going with that. I mean, even if guys started fights, like, if I started a fight with a chick that could kick my ass, I would still deserve what's coming regardless. Or if I started a fight with a guy that could kick my ass, I would have it coming. And if I started a fight with a guy that I could kick their ass, that's still wrong. But, like, here's my perspective on a lot of things. Is we live in a real world, and in a real world, shit happens. In a real world, people fight. And so, like, when that happens, I'm not going to instantly feel bad because someone has boobs. Especially since we live in this world now where everybody wants such equality that they're going to fight to the death to ruin everything for. Well, I mean, that's what you're fighting for, right? And so you're ruining the society for, right? So then, that's how it's going to be. Can't have your fucking cake and eat it too. You cannot. I'm not a violent person. I don't fight. I've been in like maybe 2 fights in my entire life. So like, don't take anything I'm saying as like a call to action or nothing. It's not that I can't fight, it's that I don't like fighting. I don't like the thought of inflicting pain on other people or inflicting harm on other people. It bothers me. I'll only do it in an extremely defensive like state. And that's another reason why I'm a very big like pushover when it comes to like friend groups and stuff like that. Is I won't say anything, and then the friend group will get used to me not saying anything and being like the quiet guy. And one day something, you know, gets too much and people keep doing something, and it's like you finally do say something, and then it's a problem. And then it's like, well, how come it's a problem for me but nobody else? And it's like, well, because you're the quiet guy. That's the role you fill, right? So it's just. You can't set expectations for yourself like that in groups and then try and be somebody else later. You just have to either accept it. And so like when I stand my ground, I'm gonna get defensive. And so sometimes when I get defensive, I might be a little bit mean to the person because all of a sudden I don't really care about your feelings anymore because you don't care about mine, to a point where you've made me pissed off, if that really makes sense. It's sort of just like it's childish, it's petty, and it's like, well, you know what, if you're gonna poke me, I'm gonna poke you right back. It's literally done just to like make an example of like, you've made me so upset that I'm gonna start acting like you're acting back to you and give you your medicine right back to you. Because I don't, right? Like I'll be quiet and people will be like, oh yeah, you've what's a good example? Let's say you're playing like Call of Duty and you can't hit your shots, and they're like, oh, you fucking loser, you can't hit your shots, you're such a fucking shit player, man, why do I even play with you, right? Shit like that. I'll be like, yeah man, I know, I just play for vibes and stuff. Like I won't, it doesn't set me off, right? But like if you're playing with somebody every day that's like that, but then they're like, yeah man, I'm your best friend, man, I love you, I'll do anything for you, homie, and it's like you just like chalk it up to shit talking, and then anytime you actually need them to get your back, they're not there. Eventually you're gonna be like, yo, this person's not really my friend. So eventually when someone's shit talking you and shit talking you and shit talking you and shit talking you, you're gonna be like, bro, fuck off. And oh, now they got a problem that you told them to fuck off, right? Because some groups want a friend around that's only there to be a punching bag, I guess. And when that person finally stands their ground, it's like, oh, well, fuck them. You gotta wait for a couple of these guys to respawn. Respect is the language of cooperation. You can't disrespect somebody and then expect them to fucking stick around. Well, okay, here. So there's certain situations when like the understanding is like there's the relationship is just complete disrespect, but it's in a respectful way. Like love-hate relationships and stuff like that. You get that. You'll see it with like women. They'll be like, "What's up, bitches?" And it's like they don't really mean the other women are bitches. It's just kind of like an understanding of the group, and that's like the way that everybody interacts. You may have like a group of guys that acts overly sexual to each other in a homosexual way or something, but they're not homosexual. It's just like the vibe of the group of guys, and you understand that, right? But like when the vibe of the group is talking shit and you finally talk shit and you get shut down, then you were only in the group so that people could talk shit to you, not so that you could talk shit back too, right? You see like what I'm saying with that? Right? It's a one-way street and it's very toxic. And there's these groups of people in the workplaces and industries where it's like they demand the respect, but they don't give the respect. And it's like, to me, respect is a two-way street, and it's something you have to earn. It's not just something that's automatic. And I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care what the fuck you've done for somebody else. If you've done nothing for me, I'm not going to just give you respect. And I don't mean like necessarily directly for me, because there's things, a lot of things that are indirect that people don't think about in life. Like, okay, why would I respect Martin Luther King? Or why would I respect Einstein? Or why would I respect a lot of the statues that were taken down in the South and stuff? And it's like, well, because they gave you a lot of the things you have today. That's why. And even though they might have done bad things, at the same time they did things that were so great that they changed society to a point where you can have a better quality of life. So like, I respect that and I appreciate that, and I'm not going to sit there and blow over someone's bad things that they've done for the good things that they did, but I'm not going to like act like the good things they did don't exist because they did something negative too, or perceivedly negative in our times, when like at the times they were perfectly normal, or they're not as bad as they're actually made out to be to begin with. Like some things are really blown out of proportion. Oh, it's so bad and so racist. And it's like, there's a difference between making somebody sit at the back of the bus and putting a bunch of people in gas chambers. There's a very massive fucking difference. And so acting like it's the same level of racism it blows my mind. And it's all racism and it's all wrong. And I'm not justifying that any of it was right. But certain things are just, you have to accept were like a matter of their times. Just like certain things right now are a matter of our times. And in 10, 15, 20, 50, 100 years, they're going to change. And we're going to look back on it and we're going to be like, that wasn't right. I guarantee you.
So much. Because those two guys make you feel skinny.
That's why I've always had a big problem with people saying stuff like, oh, respect your elders. I'm like, for what? For all I know, that guy could have been like a fucking, oh, he went to war. He went to war and he fought in wars. And it's like, and were you there? Like, you may know, you may not know. Maybe he was a really fuckhead. Maybe he went in there and he murdered lots of innocent people and raped lots of people and he doesn't deserve any respect. But you sit there and give him all these honors and badges like he's a fucking god. That shit happens, right? Like, I don't, unless I know personally, I'm not just going to blindly throw respect at somebody. Because I would never expect somebody to do that to me. Ever. I don't believe I deserve respect for nothing. If I'm going to demand respect from somebody, I'm going to say, this is why I deserve your respect. And if you don't want to respect me, then you can leave. And so, like, the very few people I ever act like that with are the people in my immediate life, the people that I do a lot for. I think it's very egotistical when people, like, expect respect from people. It's very cringy, too. When people are like, you know who I am, and shit like that. It's such a, like, a trope that you see in movies. I'm walking here. Everybody is, like, basic human respect, but, like, I don't consider that respect because it's basic. Like, it's just inherent to being human. Like, it is respect. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't see it as respect in the same way that I don't see, like, race as race, because it's like I just see humans as humans. I don't see a black guy as a black guy or an Asian guy as an Asian guy, you know, and I don't see, like, this person deserves less respect than this person, because I don't see that as respect. I just see it as how you treat all human beings. Like, creating divisive differences is how you create problems. Until everybody only sees all humans as just humans, and they're like, well, you're a human that's black, or you're a human that's tall, or you're a human that's girl, or you're a human that's like, yes, there's differences and there's reason for those differences, but in the end, we're all humans, right? So we all deserve the exact same respect as human beings. It's that simple. And if I think if somebody does enough filth, enough harm in the world, that they deserve to lose that respect as a human, that dignity. I believe there is a line that if you cross, there should be capital punishment. I believe there's a line where you forfeit your humanity. I believe that. I believe that there's certain things you can do in life where once you do that, you forfeit your humanity. You don't have a right to sit there and be like, well, I'm a human, so then just it's like, well, no, because you didn't respect that right of other human beings, so you forfeit yours in favor of theirs.
Slow down. No, friends. How are we going to find the hidden master?
I'm not speaking evolutionarily. I'm speaking like spiritually. Like, we're all humans. We have fucking a heart. We have lungs. We breathe. We eat. We shit. We need to work to survive. We live the same experiences and the same lives. And we're not dogs. We don't have to live in cages. We don't have to fucking be subservient to other people to survive. Like, that's what I mean. We're humans. That's the human condition. And it doesn't matter if your genetics are different. It doesn't matter if your skin's different. It doesn't matter if you're born with one leg or if you have fucking an extra chromosome. That's what I'm saying. No, I know what you're saying. My point was exactly like when people divide that though, and they put, oh well, you know, this genetic thing or this skin thing or whatever. That's every problem in our society we have today comes from that, because that is what gets people focused on the things that aren't really the problems. Every time someone focuses their energy on, oh well, this guy this and this guy that, then they're not focusing the problems on, like, why is our government not this, or why are we not solving this problem, or why is the environment this, or why are they lying about the environment that, like, and that's how they want it. And that's kind of my point, like, why I don't focus on that. I never really have been one to fall into that trap. There's a very big part of me that wishes I wasn't a white person, because I feel like I could say more and do more being non-white. Because it's like, if you're white, we're like, well, of course you say that, you're white. And, like, that in itself is, again, just so racist and stupid. But, like, the way that the world is, I understand why people think that way. I fucking hate it. It doesn't make any sense. But, like, that's the way it is. Okay. Holy fucking shit. I need to turn this one in still. Is it raining outside? It's getting really chilly in here all of a sudden. Like, I've got a wind gust coming in. Either that or there's a ghost in here. Ooh. I mean, I don't know, man. Really, if you look at biology, everything seems to converge rather than diversify, especially once it gets to like um, the singularity, evolutionarily speaking. Like you look at crabs, right? And it's like everything converges to a crab in evolution. That's what they've noticed. And so like that's kind of like the exact opposite of diversity. Logically speaking, there's a best. It's like video games, right? There's a meta. And there's a meta in the world and there's a meta in the universe and life of like what the theoretical best, most efficient way to live is. And so like evolution over time would state that we're gonna not diversify. Even if you look at humans now, it's like we're blending. We're starting to go from having different whites and blacks and skin colors to being like mixed races. And if that just keeps happening, eventually we'll all just be the same skin color, which is again the exact opposite of diversification. We're taking all the diversity that humans are and we're breeding it out of us, actually. It's so counterintuitive, but the thing that keeps humans diverse is our segregation. Why is he in the fucking... Oh, right. In the hole. These holes are always so hard to see, man. Oh, fun. Taking a crop. Oh, I just noticed that that's supposed to be a play on taking a crap. What are you talking about, bro? If that was the name of a porno, the person would be getting instantly sent directly to jail. You cannot name a porno something like that. That's fucked up. Also, Alex Trebek is dead. You'd be talking to Ken now. Get it right. As a Canadian, I'm offended. Hey man, you said it, not me. I'm just the one who's interpreting what you said. That's what it sounded like. Alex Trebek will always live on in your heart. Honestly, I feel like Ken Jennings was the best replacement they could have ever had for him, though. I mean, no, I feel like he was the only proper replacement. I still think Alex Trebek was better, and he is Jeopardy. I'm a big Jeopardy guy. At least when I was younger, I watched Jeopardy every fucking night, all the time. My fucking mom and my dad, my grandmothers, and my family members, and we would just sit around and watch Jeopardy. And like, we watched the entirety of when Ken Jennings was the champion there. Like, that was crazy run. Ken's got a very big passion for it, and he's a pretty fucking funny guy. He's got a good sense of humor. It's like a kind of a blend between a very slight amount of dark humor mixed with a large amount of dad humor. And a tiny little splash of I don't give a fuck mixed in there, and you can tell. I used to follow him on Twitter, and like some of the things he'd say, but like, man, that's actually fucking hilarious. I can't believe he just said that. Like, it wouldn't be like vulgar or anything, but it'd be something that you would like not ever hear come out of Alex Trebek's mouth. You're like, that's the host of Jeopardy? He said that? That's fucking funny. Why would he give a fuck? Fucker won Jeopardy? I mean, yeah, basically, you're like, I'm the smartest man ever. Are you? He's like, yeah, no, I literally won the best game show in the world. So, like, for fucking a year.
Welcome.
I still think they made him give up. Like, I still think they made him pass it on because they were losing ratings. Like, it was a big deal that he was winning, so like they just let him keep winning. And then they were like, yeah, he's starting to get like old now, and our ratings are slipping back down. So it would probably be better if we have him lose. Because like the question he lost to and how he lost, it was really dumb. I was like, man, how does a person like that for so long slip up on something so easy and fucking, I don't know. Paid out big time for sure. And I wouldn't, a lot of people sit there and they judge people for selling out, and I'm like, why? It's so egotistical to think that if you were in the same position, you'd be like, I would never. Eat a dick. I 100% guarantee you every single one of these people would. Every one of them. See, to me, it's not even selling out. Because I consider selling out when you change what made you blow up in the first place. So like, let's say you blow up, you're like, you get really big on TikTok because you're like conservative and you wear a MAGA hat and you're all about like, I like my guns, and then like you blow up and you become a senator and people are all like voting for you and shit, and then you're on your platform and you're like, yeah, I think we should control guns and fuck the Republicans, and people, like, that's a sellout. That's when you like, you get famous off thing A and then you pivot and you're like, oh, that's not fucking worth it anymore, so I'm gonna start pivoting into something else that's more worth it for me. Like, you're selling out. So like musicians do that. You get famous off of rock and then you become a rapper. You sold out your entire audience who liked you as a rock artist for people who are now rap artists, like rap fans, and then said, fuck everybody who doesn't want to listen to rap. Oh, okay, let me know when you're done, when it's done. I wish there was a sound. Oh, okay. It still says there's an ad break in progress on my screen for 20 seconds. You can hear me now? Good. Where did I leave off? What was I talking about? Like, when it cut me off? You can't remember? Okay.
Come on, Uncle Chen. What are we waiting for?
Greet.
Relax. We have all the time in the world to explore Pandaria. Take some time.
Jade Serpent.
Here we are. finally setting foot in our ancestral home for the first time in our lives, and you want to stop and rest by a pig farm?
Alright, maybe I should open some of these boxes. And buy some of the boxes. I mean all the fucking boxes. Easy.
Come on, Uncle Chen. What are we waiting for? I would enjoy the trip more if we were actually going somewhere.
I thought I had to delete that, my bad.
I would enjoy the trip more if we were actually going somewhere. Here we are, finally setting foot in our
Pants, we got gloves, we got bracers,
and you want to stop and rest by a pig farm?
belts.
That barely even makes sense. You're just saying that
It's still popping up, holy shit.
Here we are, finally setting foot in our ancestral home for the first time in our lives, and you want to stop and rest by a pig farm? That barely even makes sense. You're just saying that because you're lazy and old.
Okay. Let's start with the weapon. 69. 69, 69. Alright. Those are two-handed, right? Okay, cool. Spear? Sure, whatever. They all attack the same? Yeah. 63, 78. Ooh.
Here we are, finally setting foot in our ancestral home for the first time in our lives, and you want to stop and rest by a pig farm?
Bit. Mastery, mastery.
That barely even makes sense. You're just saying that because you're lazy and old.
Just saying that because you're lazy and old. She's so rude. Like, all she does is insult this guy. She calls him fat, lazy, old. Like, she's a little witch. Actually. He has no respect. I guess he hasn't done anything to earn it. That's his problem. Maybe they're a northeastern Jewish family. I think they're Asian. Pretty sure they're Asian.
I would enjoy the trip more if we were actually going somewhere.
This entire expansion is essentially China fan service, so yeah. Northeastern Chinese Asians? No, Northeastern Chinese Asian Jewish family. Chinese towns, Chinatowns exist? Yeah, in China. I'm just kidding, bro. I know what you're saying. Lots of Jews love Chinese food. Lots of people love Chinese food, man. I love Chinese food. Though I've heard that Chinese food isn't like Chinese food in China. Chinese food is like Americanized, which I have no problem with. I love me some anything. I was gonna say like General Tso's or some shit, but like basically anything. I like the veggies. I like the way they cook veggies in Chinese food restaurants. Very like savory. It's totally American food. Oh yeah. It's American Chinese fusion. Jazz fusion. Jazz hands. Every time I say jazz, I think of jazz hands. So then I have to do jazz hands because it's jazz hands. Oh yeah, I totally don't need those yet, but I forgot. I'm gonna go get those. Where is it? Except the main. It's the main dish. See what I did there? Where are you? This is not you, is it? No, not Lara. Bitch. Oh, there you are. Why don't you have your name above your head?
Is there something you need?
Yeah, I need a ring, and I need an amulet, and I need the other ring, and I need a trinket, and I need the other trinket.
We'll speak later, perhaps.
Dude sounds like he's gargling yogurt. Which, ironically enough, is exactly how they made the sound for the Murlocs in this game. Man, I don't even have enough gems to fill up all my gem slots. What is this shit? Do I have a meta gem? Just that shitty one, so I don't care about that. What about you? Life leech? Gotcha. Okay, and then for you, prismatic gems, I don't care. Take a little bit of versatility, some more Healy. Wildfire's nice. This one's nice. Take this one, that gives me haste and heals me every once in a while. Ooh, and Kindle's actually really good. Get rid of that, putting Kindle in there. Oh, I forgot I had roll. Okay, well, you can go in there then. We good? A lazy turnip. Oh, you're the innkeeper. There you are.
My goods are crafted with great care.
Brogert. Alright, I think that's going to be it for me for the night. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and I'll be live again tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to throw on my fucking transmog before I get off, because I don't like looking at this ugly-ass gear when I log on. When I log on, and I see some dumbass gear on my character, it makes me want to fucking quit playing. When I log on, and I see my character look like a fucking Chad, bro, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to log in today and fuck some shit up.
I have just the thing, Wanderer. Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
There we go, that's better. Yeah, see? When I log in and I see shit like that, I see shit like that. I don't know why his robes, this still kind of fits. You know, I see some cool ass paladin with a glowing fucking sword of light. I'm like, bruh, yeah, I'm ready to play. When I log in and I see like, I guess that's kind of cool. Actually, I love this guy's fucking whole thing. He's one of my favorite, like, transmogs. It's just so basic, but sick. I love it. Alright, you see something like shit like, ew, he's kind of cool, lame. She's kind of cool, but lame as fuck. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You got some funny boots and shit. You got a white robe. Oh, you got a blue flame staff. Lame. I don't care. I don't want to play that. I want to play this shit. I want to look like a fucking skull guy with spikes and plate armor and a fucking bone ice axe. Like, that's the shit. Alright. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and I will catch you next time. Peace.